Scoot up to the microphone there.
I don't want to.
Scooch.
Hello. Did you see we got a really nice review from Samantha?
Who's Samantha?
Welcome to Unclogged Conversations. She said, best people on the planet. I guess you weren't on the job. She said, oof. You never realize how important a plumber is until you need one. Got out to our house super quick. I assume that's one of us. Took care of the big job really timely, and most people write Google reviews without punctuation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well worth the cost, and we must have given her a discount. And then great personalities and took their time to explain. That's what we've been talking about. What was going on. Super happy and grateful for their service. And there is not spelled T-H-E-I-R. But, you know, Samantha, we know you actually, it's not really your fault. Google fixed it from there. So we got that review. But did you see any of the reviews of our podcast? We have not gotten the same reviews.
The same, as in good ones?
No.
Oh.
I will read 3 of the comments.
I saw them. Dumbass.
Yeah. Dumas. I says, this is the most boring beep I've ever seen. Thank you.
Nice.
And then wash your damn ass, America. Damn.
That's not a
It's
bad
not
one.
that
But
hard.
isn't that crazy, though? Obviously, he's not from America, right?
I guess so. Well, no, you know how it is. Like people say they're embarrassed for America, depending upon who. They're embarrassed to be an American, like, you know, for whatever reason.
Oh, okay.
And then a table and a microphone does not a podcast make. We have headphones too, though.
Yeah, headphones and controls and
The best part is that they're watching this long enough to make a comment.
so
Right?
this is where it ends. Those 3 that
It's like, I'm done.
we failed. We tried and failed.
Well,
We're going to keep pursuing.
that's right. So
what's the verdict? We're out?
no, we're not going to let the.
We're going to give up.
No, the thing is this, is we deal in the world of crap.
Right.
And
Give it to
so
us.
our podcast is just part of it's part of our theme.
It's just really funny.
Just because.
I mean, I don't think we're meant to be very entertaining. We're just here to answer plumbing questions and, I don't know, get to know who's coming into the house to fix your lines.
That's right. Real people.
Right.
That's right.
We're not podcasters doing
No.
drain cleaning on the side.
I'm not a podcaster.
You were definitely. The question is, who's the most boring beep I've ever seen? Well, the funny thing is, why
That's
even
really
make the
funny.
comment? It's like the minute something's boring, I just swipe.
Right,
Right?
yeah,
Just keep
exactly.
going. He took the time. To
But
actually write
yeah,
that.
some people just have that
Troll.
opinion. They
We like to
have
troll.
to feel like, you know.
They probably
heard.
they probably just sit and watch stuff all day and just comment all day long, I
Good.
bet.
Yeah, trolling.
I don't think I've ever commented on anything before.
Under your real name or your fake name? What
don't
would
have a
be,
fake name.
You don't have? Do you have a fake online? Like what do they call them? The pseudo profiles or some sort of
Isn't
like?
it like the street you grew up on and your first pet's name?
Is that what it is?
I think so.
So Oak Roxy.
I'd be Tuttle Black.
A total black. Roxy Oak would be mine. What would be yours?
Alexis Malloy.
Ooh.
Road first and then dog.
No, animal pet and then road.
Benji Miller.
Benji
Nice.
Miller.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Benji Miller. That's nice. That's a polite. That's a nice one. And remind me before we forget. I have to take photos. Every time we do this, I forget to take photos, and then like the podcast is good.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Nice. By the comments.
that's right. Well, it's your fault. For
Maybe we can have people submit photos.
That's right.
For us.
Take your pictures of your clogged drain and send
Yep.
it to us for feedback and review.
Yes, clogged drain.
But that's good. No, on one hand, the work that we actually do as a business, we got nice reviews.
Yes.
Right. The work that we are not really good at, we're getting feedback to help us get better.
Well, this is
Constructive criticism.
so this would fall on you.
That's correct.
All right.
It's completely
You're
my
our
fault.
leader.
It's completely my fault.
You chose the wrong people to do a podcast.
Right. You
Correct. That's right. Well, I'm trying. Well, any good jobs this week? Any interesting jobs? Any jobs in general?
no jobs this week. Sorry.
No.
Podcast is over.
No jobs? Daryl, anything?
We had a fun one this morning. Took 3 guys.
dinging?
To,
Who is dinging? This is a lot of dinging.
I mean,
Not me.
All right. I think this is good. Is it you?
No, him.
No.
He
in
didn't,
his
even
pocket.
hear
Wouldn't be
it.
that
No,
loud in his pocket.
No.
Oh, I promise it's not me. Wait.
I think this is actually. I think it's mine. Oh my gosh! What the
Are you
heck?
getting emails?
I think so. Let's see. Stop texting me, people. Okay. Well, no, I had the text messaging open to read our agendas.
Oh,
Gotcha.
gotcha.
So that's what it is. Okay. Jobs?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So we had one this morning at like
Auto repair.
auto service location, and it was tough. It took 3 of us to kind of figure it out. We had to snake it a bunch of times. We jetted a bunch of times, and the line kept going one way when we were trying to go the other way, and then we ended up coming up into some side room and found that there was another drain there. And finally jetted from there out and got it open and flowing great.
Was it automotive stuff that was clogging it?
There was a bunch of oil and stuff in there. I'm sure there was paper towels and all types of stuff getting flushed down those toilets.
Now, does that go into like our drinking
Water?
water?
Yeah.
Or yeah. Oh,
Eventually.
yum.
Yeah.
Yummy.
So we recycle the water.
Yeah.
Still.
So the water that comes in
Yep.
goes through the toilet and goes back to the drinking water.
Yep. I got a bunch in my van if you want them.
Wait, doesn't it go to that place
Waste
down?
treatment plant?
Yeah.
Yes.
It gets thrown into Onondaga Lake, right?
No, I don't think so.
Well,
think
after
they-
it's cleaned and processed, then it goes to an outlet.
Into
Back into our drinking water.
Onondaga Lake.
I don't think we drink.
I don't know where the outlet would be from the tree.
I think
Yeah,
the
but it's-
city doesn't the city get most of its water from Skaneateles?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but it took 3 people,
Yeah.
3 guys to clean.
Yeah.
What was the main problem?
Just we didn't know which way it went out of the building.
Not good access.
Yeah, not very good access. Nothing outside the building to get into a manhole or vent or trap or anything. So everything had to be done from inside the facility, and you just don't want to make too much of a mess while there's a bunch of people there working in cars and this and that. So you got to be careful. And dragging our hose through the shop and this and that. Make sure nobody trips, and falls, and make sure we don't hurt anybody or ourselves.
How long did it take?
2.5.
Yeah,
2.5 hours.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
But they had another company there yesterday. They couldn't get it.
Right. And we got it.
who?
Yep.
Who was it?
I don't
Didn't
know.
What was the other one? That was the bad one. I went into ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT, I was like, hey, what drain cleaning company should we work with? If I've got a drain problem in Syracuse. It recommended 3 companies, but not us. Yeah, I know. So
Why? Because they had like the most reviews, you think?
I don't know. But I thought about that. But I was thinking it was one of those 3 companies.
Okay.
So I got more work cut out for me. Is what basically what it is.
Now, how does that recognize by?
I think it uses Google.
That's what I'm thinking. It must use Google by reviews, how long they've been a company for.
Right. Probably
Right?
just longevity. Probably is their, obviously the longer you're in business, the more reviews you
Yeah.
get. With
What's proof that artificial intelligence doesn't know the right solution?
Right.
It just
Artificial.
it's given the wrong answer.
Yeah.
It's given the wrong answer.
Did you tell them they were wrong?
I did, and it just did not.
Didn't
Said
spin it. Didn't,
wrong.
They didn't change their answer.
Not yet.
Not yet. More work cut out for me. But is this weather making drain cleaning even harder? It has to, right?
Sure. You can't find, pipes in yards and manhole covers and, carrying equipment through the snow or just driving or trying
Just
to get
getting
into
there
driveways.
sometimes is
for
a
sure.
challenge.
Seriously challenging.
But we haven't had this weather in years, so we're this is the norm back in,
I know.
right? So we're not used to it, so we're just trying to be reaccustomed to it. So.
You know what I hate is the salt getting on everything. That's exhausting. I really did. Oh, I'm an Uber driver, right? But but you like this weather.
I love it.
At least your vehicle goes through a car wash, right?
Do what?
Your vehicle can go through a car wash?
It can, yeah.
Ours can't. They're too big.
They're too big.
Yep. I
So
mean,
how
you
do
can
you-
pull in a bay and spray it down, but then you drive another
And
300
there's not
miles
too
in the
many
day.
of those car
There
washes
isn't.
around
There isn't.
anymore.
That
There's
are high
another
enough.
business model for you.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Commercial car wash.
Yep.
Well, but the snow isn't really causing more drain problems. What you're saying is that the snow is preventing us from getting access to the drains.
Right. And the houses. Sure.
Well, I have one big question, and this is a drain cleaning question. What is negative slope drainage, and what are some solutions? I went out and looked. So remember, the problem that we're having is that, what are people searching for? This is what Google recommended we should talk about. What is do you know?
A negative slope would be it's running uphill, right? I mean, gravity is supposed to be line is pitched, highest point house or wherever your start is to lowest point, which would be a sewer main. So at some point it has to, I assume that's what you're talking about, is
Or
is
septic tank.
or septic tank, and it must run uphill at some point, which we see that a lot, where the line is settled,
Guess
big
that-
belly in it,
yeah.
just a belly in it, and so then goes uphill, right, at that point. Because your pipe is nothing but transfers waste water from point A to point B. And so it should not hold, in theory, it shouldn't hold any water. It just transfers the water and waste through the pipe. So when you have a low spot in the line or up slope, you're calling it, then there's a belly in the line that's holding water, which causes soap, grease build up in the line over time.
Does but I think it was last week or a couple weeks ago we were talking about how I said my drain slopes
Too much.
too much. What's the correct slope angle?
Typical on a main sewer line, or like a lateral from a house to a street, is 1/4 inch per 10 foot.
Is there that's like those
No, 1/4 inch per foot.
I feel like Pythagorean theorem should be put
No,
in here
1/4
somewhere.
inch per 1/4 inch per. I know I don't know. Don't,
This is why Google can't.
This
Don't
is the
record.
most boring podcast.
don't record. Don't look.
Pause.
Don't show me
Pause.
looking this up. Frank would know.
We
that.
don't know what we're talking about.
I can't because it's not what we do.
What's funny is his reading glasses are all crooked. It's like,
Don't put that on there either. Or I will never come back.
You've been threatening that from day one, and you're still here.
1/4 inch per foot.
1/4 inch per foot.
So you're right.
So it's
wait,
2.5
1/4 inch
inches
foot.
per 10 foot.
And that's the correct
Pitch.
pitch.
And on a main sewer line, if it was in the road, for like a sewer main, I think it's less than that. I think it's like 1/8 of an inch per foot on a main.
That's just because they have more girth.
Right, it's a volume, right? So you want flow, but you don't want, like we had talked about before, you don't want the solids or the liquid to outrun the solids. And that's what happens when you have too much of an angle.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get this. Yeah, that makes sense.
Google it.
No, our website, our podcast will be the solution.
Oh.
That's what we want people to. We want people to Google it and see.
You are the
Chris's-
solution.
They're going to jump on YouTube, go to Unclogged Conversations, and
Find your answer.
Find that answer.
Yep.
Find the answer.
All right.
Yeah. Well, you guys are really quick at answering my questions. I'm coming up with topics. Is there something specifically that?
What is that?
At the table?
It sounds like water, doesn't it?
I know.
That was somebody's belly. Go rum bellies.
That's really.
Is that you? You didn't finish your lunch, so your stomach's growling.
I don't want to sit and chew.
Well, is there anything else in particular that we need to express? I do have a couple other questions, but is there anything else out there that's going on?
Not really.
I can't wait till spring.
Can't wait till spring. But if you do have, a technician of any sort come into your house please feel free to clear them a path so that they can get into your house. That's the right thing to do.
A nice shoveled.
Yeah.
Not even like
shovel or
perfectly
snow
shoveled,
blow,
yeah.
you know. And if it's like you live on a main road, we got to be able to get in your driveway. We can't park on a main road and service from the road. We got to be able to get
dangerous.
off the main road and it's safe, you know, and be safe.
Yeah, I had that problem last night. I was Uber driving, and there was like a person that wanted me to pick them up out on the country road, but their country driveway to their house wasn't plowed or whatever. So it's like a 55-mile-an-hour zone, right? And I pull up to their house, you know, and I could see them inside. And I was calling and texting like, "Hey, it looks like I'm on a curve, and cars are going by me really fast." And so I waited about 30 seconds, and I took like 15 minutes to drive to their house. And I was like, "They're not answering their phone. I can see them inside there." I'm like, "Friggin', I just canceled." But they were opening the door when I canceled. I was like,
Just get it off.
just
Skirt.
so yeah, get out of there. Yes. Okay, so there's that. The I wanted to like talk mostly today though about this really important thing is like, what do we believe as Superior Drain Solutions? Like, what are our foundational like beliefs? And I think one of them, and I'll start it off with this, is transparency. I think when it comes to these type of projects, it's hidden, and you know, I'll let you go next here. But transparency, it's like I'm trying to come up with a bunch of foundational beliefs, and we can kind of narrow it down a little bit. But what do we believe as a company, as a brand, as a service? And transparency is one that's kind of stuck with me. You've done what, 6 of these so far. What do you think is a foundation? What do we believe? And there's no wrong answer
What
here.
do we believe, Chris?
Customer satisfaction.
Yeah.
See?
What does that mean? I mean, I don't know what the word
That
means.
you are a consumer that are satisfied with their service.
Is satisfaction always a clean drain? Sometimes it's not, right?
It's just satisfaction in that somebody besides you or your family member took care of something for you.
Well, because
I feel like this is a pop quiz.
yeah, well,
Don't know the answer to it.
hey, I don't know if I know the answer to it either. I think this is a more deeper question because I think like customer satisfaction, sometimes we can't solve it. There has to be like, we found the problem, and the solution is not necessarily superior drains and unclogging a drain. So sometimes it's like, hey, you know what, you need to
Dig it up.
dig it up.
Right.
And
But still, I think most times customers are satisfied with their findings, right? I mean, just because we can't solve 100% of the problem sometimes, it doesn't mean that they're not satisfied with our efforts sometimes. I mean, right? I mean, it's you know,
And the cost for said efforts. I think education is probably a great one. You know, we teaching each other things, teaching homeowners things. You know, the one lady said that we explained what we were doing, why we were doing that, and maybe how to proceed in the future. You know, if we find wipes in the line, this is, you know, what's causing your issue. You gotta probably not put wipes down the line. Things like that.
what do you think?
Tough that. Don't ask me.
Well, here, I'll read out the.
I don't know.
Well, you
she's
know,
not coming back.
well, what I want to do is I want to help us create kind of like we have taglines, right? And so let me give you some examples. We have honest pricing for honest work.
Yep.
Tagline, right? Get back to normal now, which is a very good tag. Small business, big experience is another tagline. But I think what do we believe? What do we want to have happen?
I believe what we've read on the internet is we're dumbasses.
And
So
boring.
Boring.
Yep.
so this is not our forte, was what we're learning.
Right. But in terms of drain cleaning and our business, there's kind of some 2 foundational things that I think that I've heard us talk about, and I'm looking for validation, right? Validation number 1 is this idea of transparency, because it's we, the consumer. I feel like I'm always like on the consumer side of things here. I don't understand any of this. Our job, Daryl, Chris, Frank, you know, Robbie, whoever else gets out there on the job, is the goal is to explain, like translate, inform, educate, whatever the right word is. And transparency is like, Now we're going to do this. Now we're going to do this. And we're just, because again, it's like it's hidden, it's behind walls, it's under the ground, it's pipes, and most of us are not familiar with it and stuff like that. And the second thing that I hear us saying is we want the customer to know that when that van leaves the property, they either A, have a clean drain, or B, they know what the next step is.
Right.
Is that, you're saying
Sure.
right? Is that,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't just walk away from a house and be like, I don't know. Good luck. See ya.
Call someone
Call
else.
someone else. There's no way.
Yeah.
And some customers, we're all different, right? And, we can go to sewer line and get it open, and we feel there might be an underlying issue. Some customers want to know that, we don't have a problem here, right? So, but, whether we think we can visually see if there's a root issue, right? Because we get roots back. Sometimes just to feel the snake, it might be a separation or a break or something. We got it open, but so sometimes, some customers, no, we'll see what happens, right?
Yep.
They want to roll the dice, and so there again, we're transparent that we think this is a problem. We aren't going to know until we run the camera. So, but everyone's different. Some people just want to know 100% for sure whether there's underlying issues or whatever. So
Some people know there's underlying issues and they just jet it out. Every 3 years, come on
Right.
over,
They know
jet the
they've had
line,
it, right.
get all the grease and gunk and everything else in
they
there,
know
clean
they've
it out,
had an issue.
and we'll see you in 3 years.
See you in 3 years.
Or 3 months. I've had those where
Every
they
3
have-
months we go.
but it's either cost effective to jet it or come out and clean it every 3 months versus digging it up. So many scenarios.
I feel like Jessica wants to start digging to find out where that noise is coming from. Does it bother you?
Yeah, I just have focus.
Yeah, you haven't said much today. I
That's,
don't know
all,
what
that's all
problem.
I hear.
dig, 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 dig.
Yeah, I'm like, where's it coming from?
There's like some.
All right, we're done.
Yeah, we are. Well,
Fresh.
to do is wiggle the table.
you get to get out the whole thing away from the table. Hey, so for next week, more, I'm going to try to ask more questions and stuff like that. I'll come up pre-prep you, so, send some more stuff ahead of time. If you could continue to take pictures of the jobs. Like, pictures are really good. The videos are kind of cool too, but pictures are easier to do because I know it's hard for you to stand there videotaping when you're supposed to be digging and drain cleaning and all that kind of stuff here. But unclogged conversations. There you go. That was easy,
Nice.
right? Easy peasy. All right. Until next week.
Cool.
Till next week.